Deanna Gaston is the player you're going to want to watch. Coming into this game, averaging 22.3 points per game. It's going to be a big task for her today.
Kentucky's starting lineup. Amor, her first shot of the game, little short. Bostic grabs the rebound for the Tigers. Auburn trying to find a way to bother the Wildcats. Amor gets the steal, and she'll go down uncontested. Again, the only player in the country, man or woman, to have over 2,000 points and 700 assists over the course of their career. It's at the Division I level.
Well, Amor just does such a good job in reading the defense. Did a great job of getting that pick and getting that wide open transition look.
A look at the Auburn lineup. Gaston misses. Good rebound. Offensive rebound, and the stick back is good by Akinbalawa.
Going to be really important for Auburn, I think, around the basket to get those second chance opportunities. And Kentucky just normally does such a good job of getting the balls getting the rebounds and running.
Lawrence misses her first three. Bostic with another rebound. Bostic really pushing the pace. Sambane trying to take it in against Hassett. Good D by Hassett. It's a quick start. Both teams doing a lot of running. Key. And Tiani Key draws the foul and will go to the free throw line. Auburn, led by Johnny Harris, in her fourth season, took this program to the NCAA tournament last year for the first time in 5 seasons. And she has had her hands full this year, Tamika, with injuries and trying to revamp this lineup to play her style.
Well, a big piece of that injury is Talia Scott, who you'll see on the sideline, averaging 20.3 points per game. And like last season, she had to sit out majority of the season. Then she transferred to Auburn, starts the season off well, and goes down. So Auburn had to deal with some injuries, but when you look around the conference, there's a lot of teams that are dealing with injuries. So they all say, we don't use that as an excuse. We got to figure out other players to step into those roles.
You can't say that about Kentucky, though. They are full strength right now, and the results are showing it. Collins, who committed that foul on the other end, misses her first shot. Good hustle by Sambane. Auburn team lost a heartbreaker to Arkansas on Thursday. They led 21-8 after the first quarter, and said they learned some lessons from that game and are trying to play a little differently today. Gaston now with 2 buckets early.
That was a great pick-and-roll move right there, and you got to know who you're looking for. Gaston will be the player on every single possession that this Auburn team will look at and try to get the ball to.
And Kentucky knows that. So it'll be interesting to see how they try to stop Diana Gaston. Kenny Brooks, undefeated in SEC play in his first season as the head coach here at Kentucky. Best start for a first-year head coach in their program's history. And this Kentucky team's got a lot of firsts to start this season. Strack misses her first shot. By the way, happy Clara Strack Day. It's a thing. We'll get into it a little later.
It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of activation will be going on during the game.
Sambane has it stripped away by Strack, and then Sambane commits the foul, trying to steal it back.
Well, if you watch just how Kentucky plays defense, every single time the Tigers start driving in, the whole Kentucky Wildcat defense shrinks into the paint. So there's nowhere to go. You're trying to pass. Just one dribble too many, you got to pass it out.
This Kentucky team this year has been known for its offense. They are such a good shooting team this year, collectively making 47% of their shots, and they make 9 threes per game. Illegal screen called against Strack.
Now that's going to be on Deja Lawrence.
Excuse me, Lawrence, you're right.
And I think Georgia Amor trying to get off that screen quick, and Lawrence doesn't have an opportunity to set her feet and hand off the ball.
Kenny Brooks said he goes to bed every night thinking, how can I get Georgia open in the next game? Collins rushed that shot and falls right to Amor. Good switch out.
Nice little hedge right there. They want to keep Bostic on Amor as much as they can.
Amor off the mark. Key with the offensive rebound. Strack was wide open, didn't see her. Here's Lawrence. Good offensive rebound by Hassett, and an even better bounce pass to Strack. for the finish.
Well, you gotta love the way this Kentucky team, how they play. They are always looking for the best shot. What is the best shot? What's the next pass that I can make? And you see it in action. That is why all 5 starters average double-double.
And has it 32 in white. She is such a versatile player. She works out with the post players and the guards in practice. Splits her time between the two. Gaston missed an open shot. Nice look up to Key, and Tiani Key with the finish off the assist.
Did you see how Tiani slowed her step down enough? It's almost like her and Amor connected eyes for a hot second, and she knew that ball, that pass was coming. A great finish at the basket.
It was nice to see the reaction between the two after that basket as well, acknowledging that connection.
Nice little head nod.
Yeah. Claudia Young sizing up Lawrence, trying to get over a screen. Gaston carrying the bulk of this Auburn offense. Nice offensive board by Kimboa. Lob up to Strack from Amor, and a bucket. Amor is always looking ahead.
That transition game is what Kentucky won. Auburn knows in order to help and defend this team, you got to get back on defense.
This Kentucky team undefeated at home this year, 9-0. Nice take by Bostic, and I know that that's going to make Johnny Harris and you happy.
Definitely. Sean Bostic has struggled at times in her confidence in being able to score.
Yeah, good to see Bostic attacking that basket.
Right, you gotta love what Kentucky is doing. Looking up the ball, looking up the floor, trying to make the extra passes. Tiani Key with the catch. And you gotta get one more right. Claire Strack to the basket. It's good. Kentucky up. Got injured early in the season. Kaya Milton's been out. So there's a lot of players that have been in and out of the lineup. And when you're not able to get a full-fledged practice, especially, I mean, they ran out of gas against Arkansas. Arkansas did a good job down the stretch of both teams kind of struggled offensively, and they got the win.
It's a 5-second count produced by the Auburn defense. That'll make Coach Harris happy again. Defense is what she hangs her hat on. But this Auburn group, a close-knit group, and Talia Scott still very involved in the team. She was getting some practice in yesterday and actually was leading the team almost like a coach in a lot of drills.
And I think that's a good sign in having a conversation. When she gets back, she feels confident enough being able to be a strong leader for this team.
Hassett looks up the floor to Key, but the bigs for Kentucky can handle the ball. Amor still looking to find her groove, and Auburn will get it back. Well, we've got another good women's basketball matchup for you tomorrow night right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Camille Pierre and Michaela Blakes, talk about a fantastic duo. They will lead Vanderbilt against Flau'jae Johnson and the undefeated #6 Tigers. Of course, that ranking could change tomorrow, but the tip is at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Gaston powered it up, missed, and then got her miss. Amor, so scrappy. She'll keep this and lay it in.
Georgia Amor always ends up being in the right place at the right time. That is not her second steal. I feel like the first steal in that steal, she had the nose for the ball.
She is so much fun to watch play this game. #3 in white. Your eyes gravitate to her immediately. Backdoor cut. Young grabbed the pass, avoided the turnover. Shot clock is down to 2. Somebody will have to launch it. Oh, nice rebound. Look at Gaston, a warrior in there.
Gaston is going to work down low. She's worked the board. Every single possession, you're going to see her trying to get the rebound.
I mean, Gaston is a pro, Tamika. Just her approach, the way she has gone about her business since arriving at Auburn. Amor with a nice take.
You talk about one pro, and that's a pro right there. And you hear Kenny Brooks talk a lot about Georgia Amor and what she brings. And even looking at her going to that next level, this is definitely her last year along with Gaston, and what she brings and what she will bring on that next level.
Under 2 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Auburn has hung in there with Kentucky, who's on a 7-game win streak. There's a travel. Let's go back to Gaston and Amor, 2 future pros.
Well, Gaston going to work. Look at that box out. Tiani Key thought she had her behind her, but Gaston went the extra effort, got the ball, able to lay it up, and then, of course, Amor, nice little hesitation and get to the basket.
You know, Amor has spent a lot of time with Kelsey Plum, has been invited to her camp. You see Kelsey Plum in her game at all?
Oh, yeah. I see Kelsey Plum in her game. I see Kelsey Plum in some of her reaction. Even watching her in practice, I kept saying, I'm like, that's something Kelsey would do. Oh, that's how Kelsey would react. And, yeah, I think having that edge, I mean, that's one thing when I watch Plum, and over the years have watched her in the WNBA and even in college, she has an edge about her, and I think Amor definitely has that.
Strack defending Gaston. Silva into the game, 17 in white, grabs the rebound. Amor with the rifle pass. Now back to Hassett. And Hassett doesn't get the 3 to go down at the top of the backboard. How about that arm by Amor? She says she's the quarterback of the team, but she looked like one there.
Well, and you note, I was watching one of Coach Brooks' interviews, and he had a picture on the wall, and she had a helmet, a football helmet on, and she actually did take a football coaching class, so very unique.
Well, look at her Instagram. That's her cover picture. She's in a full-on football uniform. Gaston, again, muscling it up, missed. Collins with the rebound, draws the foul, and Collins will be going to the line for the Tigers.
I think for Auburn, that this is a good sign of how they're playing. They want to be physical. They want to go in and get the offensive rebounds, right? That is part of their game. And you don't box out the players. They're going to go and go and go. And Auburn is really good around the boards.
Foul was on Hassett. Collins, 63% free throw shooter. She's been playing better and better this year. Last year was very impactful. She was their leading returning scorer this year. She had 12 against LSU, had a double-double against Norfolk State, and makes 1 of 2 there, and that will allow Yakaya Milton to check in for the first time. Our first look at Milton, the sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. She's a good volleyball player in high school. Of course, in the gym, Kentucky won the national championship, that banner hanging above us in 2020. Amor going to work and gets it to bounce in.
I like what Georgia Amor, she's finding those moments within the flow of the game when she knows she has to take those shots.
Amor with 8 points here in this opening quarter, which is coming to a conclusion. Bostic drives, kicks, Collins. Silva had the rebound and then is fouled by Gaston.
Gaston so athletic and just continues to move and move. And that time, not only did she move and thought she grabbed the ball, but she also grabbed an arm.
So Auburn, again, they're committed to playing full court this game, even though they're down a few bodies. And Gaston commits her second foul, and it's all been within this last minute of the quarter.
Well, that happened last game. She got in early foul trouble, and it really hurt this Auburn team when she's sitting on the bench. She has to be on the floor, and I think some of that is you got to know when to play hard and when to scale back a little bit. Now it's going to the bench.
Yeah, Gaston replaced by Soraya Daniels, and Clara Strack is going to the free throw line again. It is Clara Strack Day in Hamburg, New York. She got her own day. Last year was awarded a key to the city, and the team has just had so much fun with that today. They made her do a Clara Strack dance. Everybody that came today got Clara Strack photos. But she was quite a big deal in Hamburg, New York. She was the all-time leading scorer, boys or girls basketball, at their high school. This was when she was awarded the key to the city last January. So January 12th, Clara Strack Day, and we celebrate as well.
Yeah, it's funny because when Tiani Key heard about Clara Strack and about her having her day, she pretty much has orchestrated everything that will happen today.
Yeah, the locker room is like next level Clara Strack today. Cassidy Rowe launches it, but Kentucky leads by 5 at the end of the quarter. Georgia Amore leading the way, no surprise, with against as a result of that.
Well, Amore gets a lot of the coverage. Mainly, obviously, she's leading the team with 17.9 points per game. But assist-wise, she averages 7.2 assists. So she could get more shots, she can get more points. But it's most importantly for her to find ways to make the people around her better. And that's what she's done.
There's so many impressive stats about this start Kentucky's had. They're the only team in the country that has 2 players, or excuse me, 3 players with at least 36 three-pointers to this point in the season. They have 3 players that average 9 rebounds per game. No one else in the country has that. Lawrence missing, but the one thing they haven't done so far, and I'm interested if you think there's a reason why, they haven't made a 3 yet. They average making 9 a game.
Well, they're 0-4 right now, and I think most of their points have come through the transition. You got to take what you get. Loosen up the defense. Auburn obviously knows they're a 3-point shooting team. They put a lot of pressure on them.
Bostic driving, and that is a point of emphasis that has been taken by Bostic, getting her more involved in the offense.
Well, Bostic coming off of a great 10-point performance in the Arkansas loss. Auburn needs her to score. As a point guard, they got to get more production from her.
Amore launches the 3, and there's the first 3 of the game for the Wildcats, and no surprise, it's made by Georgia Amore.
Well, if you keep talking it up, they're definitely gonna. I know they're listening to us, Sam.
Yeah, I wish I had that now. She had 7 threes in the SEC opener against Mississippi State. Team made a record 18 in that game. Collins off the mark, Key with a rebound.
Look at Tiani Key leading the break all the way down. Great pass.
Lawrence misses that 3. Key and Strack very good with the ball in their hands. In fact, Kenny Brooks telling us he thinks Clara Strack eventually would be more of a guard for him. That's Strack with the rebound. And she's 6'5".
I like the shots that Auburn are taking. They're not able to knock them down right now, but I think in due time they got to get comfortable taking those shots.
Silva missed. It has not been a typical shooting start for Kentucky, and the Auburn defense has a lot to do with that. Blocked by Strack.
So when I know I have my defender behind me, no, that's not something I want to do. I know Coach Brooks does not want them to get beat, but when you got shot blockers at the basket, it makes it a little bit easier not to go and get a foul.
Well, Clara Strack leads the SEC in blocks. Clara and Tiani combining for 72 total blocks. That may be 73 now, but that's more than 327 teams in the country, just those 2.
Just those 2.
Unbelievable. Strack had the rebound taken away by Sambane. And Sambane, offensive foul. Charge taken by Lawrence.
All right, trying to be aggressive. I like the aggressiveness, but good job by Kentucky getting their feet set. Take another look at this, and yeah, Lawrence, good job. Moves her feet, gets in the spot.
Second foul on Sambane, so she's had to come out of the game. Key. I think Tiani Key thought she'd be bringing the ball up as much as she has today so far. Collins with a steal. And holds on to it. Good D by Collins. Young calling for the ball, got it. Gives it back to Akinbalawa. Bostic trying to take Amore, and does off the glass and one.
Marshawn Bostic has come to life. She knows that this team needs a bucket. What does she do? She sizes Amore up, does a good job taking her straight to the basket. That's one way to attack.
Bostic, the senior point guard, coming off the 10-point game against Arkansas. She's had back-to-back double-figure games and is very close to another one already with 7 points.
Tiani Key like, okay, I'm gonna give this ball up to Amore.
We talked to Kenny Brooks about he does have players that can bring it up other than Amore, which he said makes her happy. He was a point guard as well. Strack with a hand in her face.
Kentucky. That's what they do so well. It all started with Georgia Amore. As she started attacking, passing it out, another attack, pass out, wide open shot by Strack.
It's only the 6th three-pointer that Strack has made this year. Amore, Hassett, and Lawrence are the three that typically make the bulk of the threes for Kentucky. And Young travel. Let's go back to the Strack three. Tamika, what you think?
That ball movement, when you move the ball the way you move it, and Strack hand up, ready, she is ready to shoot. Nice pass, nice delivery.
Kenny Brooks says that she just has a feel for the game that you can't coach.
Yeah, he said either you have it or you don't. I said, well, how do you know you have it?
You had it.
Yeah, you got a knack for the ball. You know what to do. And I think even for Strack, and then when you have good coaches.
Well, let's see if that basket counts. I don't think it is. Nope. Strack got called for the offensive foul. Amore still smiling. Now that's the one thing you're going to see when you watch Georgia Amore play. A lot of smiles.
A lot of smiles.
She plays with so much joy.
Although I can see if and when she gets mad. Oh, nice block, Tiani Key. And the save.
Yeah. Tiani Key.
And while you're at it, I'm going to lead the break, too.
Strack into the lane. And a block.
Taylor Collins trying to get underneath.
Collins a little slow to get up. Auburn already in some injury problem, having some injury problems. There's that block.
Adia Young thought she had a little bit of space, but look at Tiani Key. Her arm just extend. I mean, yeah, wow.
Well, she's such an incredible athlete. Strack is on the free throw line after being fouled. And Key was not just a basketball player, she was a fantastic track athlete. In fact, she made the finals of the high jump in the New Balance Nationals back in 2018 as a high schooler. So,
I was going to say high jump, long jump, any type of jump.
Key, again, this is really her first year full strength. She missed her entire freshman year because of an ACL tear. Has never got back to 100% in her redshirt freshman and redshirt sophomore year. So she has really stepped up in showing that potential being fulfilled this year.
I love, we're talking to Coach about the recruiting visit, and he was showing Tiani Key around Kentucky at the same time he's learning Kentucky, and so they're going through it together. And finally she looked over and she said, I got a question, Coach. And she's talking, and she said, by the way, I am coming to Kentucky. So a great feel, great look for Coach Brooks, and a great recruit.
Akinbalowa with the finish from Nigeria, the first player from Nigeria to play for Auburn. Amore rifles it over to Lawrence. She'll shoot the three. Yes! Lawrence buries her first three of the game. 53% of her made shots this season have been three-pointers.
Well, right on cue and ready to receive and ready to deliver.
Young with the take, blocked by Hassett. Two Aussies on the floor now. That's one of them. Hassett in and out on the three. Bostic again with the take. She'll go back to the free throw line. So the Kentucky Wildcats up 27-18 here in the second quarter.
The way we play, and you're seeing in this first half how good this Auburn team can be, and imagine if they did have the players that are out back with this team.
Well, Bostic is on the free throw line. Remember, going into the timeout, she was fouled by Hassett. And Bostic already 7 points, misses that first free throw, will have one more.
Well, Bostic right now leading the team with 7 points.
Auburn remains committed to playing full court defense. They've started extremely well in their last few games. They've had trouble finishing strong, though. And Johnny Harris said she's got to stay committed to this style. Amore got loose, little window, missed the shot.
I like that shot by Amore. But I think when you look at Kentucky, the success that they have comes from when they move the ball and pass it around. And I think she can get that shot at any time. But it'd be good to see Kentucky move it.
Daniels working to get loose, defended hard by Sanaya Tyler, who was into the game, and Tyler gets called for the foul. And while we got a moment, Wednesday men's basketball triple header here on SEC Network starts at 6 Eastern. 3 games. Tennessee will host Georgia at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, followed by the Red River rivalry game between Texas and Oklahoma. Longhorns have won 7 straight in that Red River rivalry on the hardwood. Hunter off the inbounds, missed. Good offensive board by Milton to keep the possession with Auburn.
Well, Auburn done a really good job on the board, especially just being aggressive. That's their 9th offensive rebound out of the 19 board that they have.
And Auburn right now is actually out rebounding Kentucky, which is one of the things Kentucky does best. So there are some things to be happy about for Auburn here in this first half. Scoreboard's not going their way at the moment. But I'm a glass half full kind of guy, Tamika. I want to see what Johnny Harris is able to pull out of her hat the rest of the season as things start to settle down for them. Key, nice take. Nice. She has been so good.
Yeah, with that left hand. Now, mind you, she is left-handed, but what a great attack. I mean, and being able to shield the ball with her body.
Just her versatility in this game. I can't think of any area on the floor she hasn't made an impact. Hunter's 3 in and out. Strack with a rebound. Kentucky will attack. Amor. It's hammered on the way to the basket by Milton. So Georgia Amor will go to the free throw line. Amor, who grew up an Aussie Rules football fan, she played it. That's something you'd see on the pitch in Aussie Rules football.
Yeah, definitely. And then you look at that play, Milton bailed Amor out because nobody from the Kentucky side rotated to give her a pass out.
Amor, an 87% free throw shooter, one of the best in the country in that statistic. 2 easy free throws for Amor. It's the largest lead Kentucky has had in the game so far. You ever watched Aussie Rules football?
I can't say that I have.
It's rough, but it's fun to watch.
And Bostic going to work again down low. Mad that she didn't make that basket, but I love her attack mentality so far.
Key got called for the foul. I mean, this is a different Marshawn Bostic today.
Yeah, but I love seeing it because I think if this is what she can be and she can continue, that is something that Auburn can rely on.
Well, I know she admires you a lot, and you have given her some advice as well, and she seems to be taking it. It's always fun to watch players respond to advice when people give it to them.
Well, I say this for any senior that's out there, you know that this is going to be your last year. Enjoy the moment. And I think for Bostic, sometimes you can get into the rut. As a senior, you can get into the rut of practice and shoot around in games, and you look up, but you will remember these moments, and you'll miss them.
Young, short on the 3. Friday Night Heights coming your way. A gymnastics doubleheader right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Arkansas and Auburn get started at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. The #1 Oklahoma will host Missouri. Should be a great night for gymnastics. Friday Night Heights, such a fun watch. Key, nice spin move in the lane. Off the glass. The bank is open.
Oh my goodness, I love the isolation right now. Tiani Key, give her the ball wherever she is on the floor. Let her bring it up. Let her take 3, whatever it takes. But I love the drive and that little step back.
7 points, 4 rebounds for Key here in the first half. Just over 90 seconds left. Hunter trying to get past Amor. Good D.
Great help by Tiani Key.
Bostic driving on Key. Got it.
Bostic now 12 points. Georgia Amor with 13. Strack also from Kentucky with 10.
A 10-point Kentucky lead here in the closing minute of this opening half. Kentucky has won 7 straight. They're undefeated in SEC play. Nice pass from Strack. And Key, the beneficiary of that with the finish.
So good with being able to see the floor and move the ball. Strack, the ball never sticks in her hand, no matter where she is. Great drive, but even better when she looked up, helped defender over, nice pass.
Kenny Brooks says a lot of what Strack does, he doesn't pick up on until he watches film. Akimbolo up, missed. Tyler pushing it for the Wildcats. And she is fouled. So Sanaya Tyler will go to the line after the foul on Daniels.
Well, I'm a big fan of Tiani Key, of course, but let's take a look at this basket right there. Nice little fadeaway. Bank is open. Makes it look so easy. And then Strack, we said it, ball's not sticking. Key does a great job using her body, pushing back, and a great finish.
Tyler at the free throw line. Tyler, one of the players that stayed at Kentucky when Kenny Brooks took over, and he told her he could relate because he went through a coaching change when he was at James Madison. And just him taking the time to show empathy and relate to her has really helped her a lot blend into this team and learn his system.
Well, I think communication from coaches is really important when you have players like that, and you want to figure out how to help them get through or to that wherever you need them to be. And I mean, we've had a lot of conversations with Coach Brooks. Love his communication, love his passion and how he is with his team.
Bostic, 5 on the shot clock and a foul. Maybe on Strack. Yeah, it's on Strack again. And it's her second.
After Marshawn Bostic going to work, continue to drive to the basket, and Strack comes over, gets a little bit of the body down low.
Bostic, 10 of her 12 points to this point in this quarter. And now she adds to that. So she's had 3 straight double-digit scoring games, and that is something that Auburn must have, someone to pick up that scoring slack without Scott.
Well, and Deanna Gaston right now sitting on the bench with 2 fouls. You need your players to be in the game, but Bostic going to work.
Final seconds of the half. Lawrence probing, looking to get a shot off, can't. Young with the steal. So we have completed one half of basketball here in Lexington. And the 15th ranked team in the country, Kentucky Wildcat, third.
Number 5, Gaston, your third, and the team first.
Namor, Key, and Strack, the majority of the points for Kentucky in that first half, but that's the 3rd foul on Gaston.
Oh, that's a huge blow right now, and I think Coach Johnny Harris is trying to figure out, do I leave her in the game or do I take her out? But you got to play smart.
Gaston averages 22 points per game. Clara Strack picking up a bucket there. Again, it's Clara Strack Day in Hamburg, New York.
Not only in Hamburg, New York,
Well, in Lexington too,
Kentucky.
Yeah. Gaston powers up to the basket, and this time Gaston is fouled, and we'll go to the line. I think this is going to be on Strack.
Taking up a look at it right here. Yes, Deanna, great job of following her shot, and Strack, that's her 3rd.
So Gaston will go to the free throw line. Tamika, she has been so impactful at Auburn this year. And what has impressed you the most about her development this season?
Well, I would say even from the first game that we saw her to where she is today, her confidence in being able to help lead this team, not able to finish that free throw, but the confidence that she has in leading this team, being able to stay on the floor, look at her numbers right there. She's 2nd in the SEC in points.
The reason you're hearing everyone cheer is they all just got free Chick-fil-A.
2 missed free throws.
Yeah, 2 missed free throws by Auburn got everybody a free sandwich. So that was quite an uproar after. They're not normally cheering against the opponent like that. Hassett buries the 3 from the corner. And she is one of those 3 players that has at least 36 threes this year. Kentucky, the only team in the country in Division I to feature that.
Well, that's her first made shot today, so that's another reason that they're cheering. Interestingly enough, one thing we haven't talked about is Hassett, her versatility. She started out as a guard. We saw Strack go out, so now Hassett has moved down low. She's the one guarding Deanna.
No foul called, and Hassett took the brunt of a shoulder from Gaston, but the ball didn't go in. It goes out of bounds, and Gaston is going to get a breather right now. Again, 3 fouls. She just has not been able to get into the flow of this game because of foul trouble.
I know when you go out with 3 fouls in the second and the third quarter, you don't want to sit on the bench, but I think you got to start your work early and not allowing that to happen.
Key, a rare miss for her. She's had quite an afternoon as well. Bostic trying to get by Amore, throws it up with the left hand, yes! And Bostic continues to dazzle offensively.
Yeah, those attack to the basket. Now this becomes an expectation every single game.
Would those opportunities, though, be there if Gaston was on the floor? Lawrence.
That's a great drive by Deja Lawrence. And, you know, I think, yes, with her being able to do what she does, it spaces out the floor a little bit more.
One of our officials stopping the clock. I think there might have been something on the floor. It's going to be an inbounds for Auburn. But you mentioned this should be an expectation for Bostic every game now. And obviously when Gaston's on the floor, they're trying to get her the ball. There's room for both.
Exactly. I mean, we're talking about a Kentucky team that has 5 players in double digit. Right now, the only player averaging double digit is Gianna Gaston.
Key getting tangled up, Bakan-Balawa. And Key gets called for the foul.
Auburn is going to the board every single time. And yeah, you see Key trying to hold on.
Young muscles it up and in. Adia Young with a nice take. Young, the daughter of former All-American Carolyn Jones-Young, who has her jersey retired at Auburn. Her daughter wears it, though. She got permission to wear that jersey.
I like that intensity right there. Auburn really doing a good job of attacking the basket. We said this earlier. You look at the score, and it might not look like it, but they're giving Kentucky some fit.
Fouls on Cassidy Rowe. Auburn this season, one of the stats that has been impressive for them, they do typically hold opponents under their typical scoring average, and that's happening today with Kentucky. And Hassett travels to give it back to Auburn. What is it about the Auburn defense that doesn't allow teams to score?
Well, I think part of it is the way that they play, and they are so aggressive that sometimes teams get caught up in that trap, and then it's like you're passing the ball out, but the rotation don't happen so quick. But Coach was ready and prepared for this. We talked about this, and he talked about this rather and shoot around, and said that, you know, we're going to have to find those open areas and do a better job, and they just haven't been able to do that.
Gaston back on the floor. She has the ball and scores right away. And Gaston, one of the leading scorers in the SEC now with 8 points, but has been limited because of foul trouble. She's playing with 3 fouls right now. Little bump there, and that's a backcourt. Officials did not see that as caused by Bostic, who was defending Amore.
Well, I think this is an area, you know, look at Kentucky last game against Florida, they got a little sloppy in the second and third quarters, and, you know, Coach talked a lot about that, and we got to make sure that we are keeping the intensity going for 40 minutes. And Auburn is a team that can sneak up on you.
Well, he is well aware how hard Auburn plays. There is no quit in this Auburn team. And Bostic muscles her way into the basket again, misses. Gaston grabs the rebound. Great effort by Auburn. And Bostic again attacks with the left.
I tell you what, Marshawn Bostic is playing hard and doing the little things to help this team. Georgia Amore, nice pass up. That gets Tiani Key into double digits.
Tiani Key having a fantastic game today. He is part of the trio of rebounders for Kentucky called the Triplets or the Cats. Collins fouled on the arm by Key. And that's her 3rd foul. Paris track, Amelia Hassett, Tiani Key, all average 9 rebounds a game. Here's the foul.
Man, she she ran up into her arm. Kaylin Collins is the player that Auburn trying to figure out how to get her going in this game.
Collins has only scored a point. Such an impressive rebounding trio for Kentucky. Collins just having trouble at the free throw line now, 1 of 3. And Collins, the leading returning scorer for this Auburn team. Her dad, Terry, was a star at Oklahoma State, made a Final Four in '95. A lot of legacy players and daughters of fantastic men and women basketball players on this Auburn team.
It's kind of cool because now it's like these are players, some of them are players that I played with, and now their sons and daughters are having the opportunity to get out here and play. Cassidy Rowe for 3.
Silva saves it. And then Lawrence does a good job to keep it in play, but Sambane ultimately will pick it up. And Kentucky, 4 of 13 behind the three-point line, and they're usually much better than that. This Auburn D's been bothering them. And a turnover by Silva.
Silva trying to get the ball up to Georgia Amore.
That's who I would try to pass it to every time, too. I can follow up with a nice post move. And Auburn just chipping away. The lead is now 8. Big possession here for Kentucky.
Kentucky having to go to their bench, and normally they don't play their bench as many minutes as they've had to, but with foul trouble, they're kind of getting forced.
It's a 10-2 run right now by the Auburn Tigers. Young, nothing but net, and suddenly it is a 6-point game.
Kentucky fans trying to get this team riled up.
It was 46-25 at the half. Lawrence, nothing but net on the other end.
And right on time, great pass, Georgia Amore. Getting this team, getting this crowd involved, but a great pass across the way. Deja Lawrence to finish.
And Lawrence just a lethal three-point shooter. Out of bounds. Sambane stepped out of bounds, and that'll turn it over.
Well, Kentucky trying to hold on to a win, but of course, Adia Young not willing to take it away. Nice little step up into the basket. So with the 3, Lawrence from the sideline. Kentucky up 48-39.
25. But if you look at the seeds and the bracketology, the SEC would have 10 teams in now, according to Charlie Cream, and if Auburn could catch fire, that would be 11.
I think that's one of the things when you look at SEC play, conference play in particular. We kind of knock each other out the way they have to play against each other. And now you got Texas and Oklahoma in the mix.
Lawrence, another 3, and it's good.
David Lawrence now with 11 points, so we got 4 players in double digits for Kentucky.
And Amore now with 9 assists as she continues to be the main distributor. Also with 13 points, so close to a double-double with points and assists. Amore looking up to Lawrence again. This time she'll take a 2. 2-pointer by Lawrence.
These fast break points. Kentucky now with 16 fast break points, and just they do a great job of looking up the floor. One dribble, maybe 2 dribbles, and they're moving the ball up. You've got to get back on defense.
Auburn had gotten it down to 6, and Kentucky going on a run here out of that timeout. Young open on the baseline, it's too strong, and it went out of bounds off of Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky is dropping back into a 2-3 zone, but let's take a look at these last couple of baskets. Georgia Amore, great job finding Lawrence, and again, 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass, 1 dribble to the basket. You run a break like that, I know your coach is on the sideline smiling. Well,
it's basically an 8-0 run by Lawrence because she scored 8 unanswered points for the Wildcats. Gaston with 3 fouls, gives it up to Collins. Collins with a nice move inside, and a timeout called immediately by Auburn. So Auburn trying to slow down this run by Kentucky. They take a timeout, and we'll take a break as well.
And you look at a player that averaged 6.1 points per game, sitting with 18, and we still got a lot of time to play, but she came in with an aggressive mentality. Deanna Gaston, the player that we talked a lot about in the Open, faced with a lot of foul trouble early on, and Marshawn Bostic has done a good job of filling that gap.
Gaston only 8 points in the game so far. Again, she averages 22. Amor trying to get loose. Amor, she is so hard to guard.
Able to control the ball, and good job. Nice follow.
Silva got the miss from Tyler and sticks it in. So Silva will be going to the free throw line.
Clara Silva cleans up the boards. Nobody turns around and boxes her out. Claudia Young tries to get there and hands straight up. But Silva is kind of in a league of her own all the way up there.
She is tied for the tallest player in UK history. She's 6'7", Tizana Cole, who played 2009 and 10. From Portugal is Clara Silva. It's first 2 times she's ever seen snow was the last 2 weeks when it's been snowing in Lexington. Seems like every weekend. Collins. And Gaston wrestles that ball away and then is fouled in the process. And that's going to be on Hassett, her third.
I hear the crowd booing the call. Once again, Gaston going to work down low. Look at those tip-ups, and then she just snatches the ball away from Gaston.
Gaston has had 2 35-point games this season. She is typically a point-scoring machine. And she is such a student of the game as well. Johnny Harris always saying how she's constantly probing with questions and asking ways to get better, working on her game.
She's really struggled tonight from the free throw line. Now 0 for 3.
And again, typically a 75% free throw shooter. It's just been a tough day for Gaston. And Gaston is going to come out again and should be replaced by Akambalawa.
I think going into the fourth quarter, Coach Harris really trying to protect Gaston and give her a couple fouls so that they can at least have her in there for the game.
Amor pulls it out and resets this Kentucky offense. Tried to go one-on-one and drew the foul on Bostic, and it seemed like that was her intent from the moment she took off from the free throw line.
She did a good job of using her body. She baited Bostic into her body, and then when she went in to try to take a look at it, when she tried to scoop the ball up, Bostic's hand is already down. She goes right into it. That's the foul.
One of the best free throw shooters in the country. A shot that was grooved on a goal attached to the side of a horse barn. She grew up on a horse farm and credits a lot of what she learned growing up on a farm to the basketball player she's become. Used to do all of her running. Did all of her running on the horse track.
I was going to say, you got to be tough if you're growing up on a farm.
There's probably not a lot of give on a rim and on the side of a barn. There's Gaston powering it up and in. Auburn got as close as 6 points in this quarter. We'll have one more quarter to play, and if Gaston can really come on strong, Auburn's still in this. Amor, fadeaway, missed.
Ooh, I like that look right there by Amor.
Bostic kicks it out, Sambane. And then Amor had the rebound knocked out of her hands by Collins. Kentucky will get it back. What do you appreciate about Amor?
Everything.
You would just love her because of the way you play.
Well, and what I love is you can tell she plays, and I hope that I played with the same way, but with a joy about the game. We know in talking to Coach, she's a student of the game, know about her opportunities with Kelsey Plum and going to her camp. But I love how tough she is, how smart she is, her basketball IQ. And she gets excited when other things happen to her teammates.
Yeah, she's just fun. She seems to be the kind of athlete that anything you're playing, she's going to give it a go. She wants to join in the fun.
And learn about it.
Yeah. Simbane directing traffic out there. And Young again gets called for a travel, gets to put that ball down before she takes a step. But Georgia Amor is in elite company right now. She is second among all active players in career assists. So many accolades. Again, the thing that impresses me is she's, again, the only man or woman to have 2,000 points and over 700 assists at the Division I level.
A last play right here.
Final second, Amor will pull for three, in and out. And that'll end the quarter. So one more quarter to go as Kentucky tries to remain undefeated in SEC play here at the start of the season.
She's ran the floor well. She is just, when she's on the floor, she's a fun player to watch because she does so many great things. Knocked down a three earlier today, got to the basket, up and down, transition buckets. I mean, these are the numbers right here, averaging 15.3 points per game.
Strack came with Kenny Brooks from Virginia Tech. Gaston up and in. So that is a good sign for Auburn to start this fourth quarter.
I like the way she settled herself. She controlled, came down, went up off of 2 feet, and I know Strack now has to worry about her foul. So there's foul situations on both sides.
Strack with the ball. Looks inside to Key. What a pass and a finish by Tiani Key.
Did you see Tiani Key, the way she set that up? It looked like she was going to pop out, and of course, like everybody, oh, it's just a regular fake. But this is one of the post players for Kentucky that's able to control her body in a way to go back door like that.
And then she went out to defend that three and altered it. Yeah, that I know what you mean. Let's see it again.
Look at this fake, and Gaston goes for it all the way for it, and Tiani Key just, yeah, great job going back door, and a great pass, of course.
Key now trying to throw it in. They got a 5-second count earlier and avoided that this time. Key's been bringing it up a lot in this game.
Key is calling a play, not just bringing it up.
We knew that Strack could play the guard position. Now Key's auditioning as well. Again, it just adds to the versatility of this Kentucky team. Strack in the paint. Nice feed from Hassett.
Nice little turnaround jump shot. There's a 14.
Kenny Brooks, former point guard. He was the player of the year in the Colonial Athletic Association for James Madison. Played for Lefty Drizel. I'm sure he appreciates the way this team distributes the ball.
You can tell they're trying to get the ball into Deanna Gaston. Kentucky has settled back into this 2-3 zone to make it a little bit harder.
Gaston from the free throw line missed. Hassett grabs the rebound.
What you appreciate, Georgia Amor is always looking up the floor to try to find her players and her teammates.
And that went out of bounds on Amor. She wanted a foul call, doesn't get it. She has a double-double today with points and assists. And Kentucky as a team has assisted on 15 of their 23 made shots.
I think that's one thing one of the many things that makes Kentucky so much fun to watch. So many scorers and people that get involved. Gaston, good job. Nice little turnaround jump shot in the paint.
And Gaston's up to 15 points, which gives you an indication of how different this game could be had she not gotten into foul trouble in the first half. Still Auburn with 7:37 to get this turned around. Lawrence, long two. She scored from all over the court today.
Deja Lawrence, 6 for 10. She's shooting 60%. I mean, yeah, unbelievable.
4 Wildcats in double figures, 2 Tigers. Gaston cleared everybody out and then gave it up. Shot clock is down to 3. Young fires a long 2. Strack grabs the rebound. Amor looks over. Lawrence is open, short on the three. Well, Wednesday we'll have a men's basketball triple header right here on SEC Network that starts at 6 Eastern. We will be featuring these games, though. Tennessee hosting Georgia at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, followed by the Red River rivalry between Texas and Oklahoma.
Well, somebody going in the game, Gaston has to go out now with her 4th foul. She just committed a foul against Tiani Key down low.
Yeah, Gaston just has not been able to get going today because of that. Amor open, buries it. That's like a layup for anyone else.
Well, it's interesting because you would think that Amor had been a little bit quiet in her point production, right? But she has 17 points and 10 assists.
Largest lead for Kentucky now. Auburn got as close as 6 in the 3rd quarter. Somebody tried to shoot over Strack. And a foul on the rebound committed by Collins.
It looked like Deja Lawrence was trying to block out. Collins literally just jumped over. Yeah, that's a good box out. Collins gave a little bit of a shove.
Lawrence at 5'8", blocking out Collins, who's 6'1". Amor cutting through the lane, dishes it out to Strack. Amor, she is so hard to guard, so fast.
Jordan Scott came in the game, gave Marshawn Bostic a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, Jordan Hunter, number 2 in blue for Auburn. They go into Akinbalawa. Sambane with the follow.
I'm so used to seeing Gaston down low, crashing the boards, and when she's not in there, you can tell a big difference. But Sambane did a great job. Tiani Key.
Key will take it herself. No need to pass.
Makes such a big difference having her on the floor, her versatility, her athleticism. And I believe she could play. So far, we have seen her play the 1 through the 5, honestly. Well, maybe, let me take that back. The 1 and the 5.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely playing the 1. That's for sure. Sambane got that shot and knocks it down. Sambane can hit the 3. That's her 10th of the season.
I like how she stepped in there with confidence. Don't let Georgia Amor get loose.
Amor has a shot blocked by Akinbalawa. Auburn's such a good defensive team. Sambane fakes the 3. Young's open. And again, you can see what Kenny Brooks was talking about. This Auburn team, there is no quit in them. Kenny Brooks knows he will have to put Auburn away, and they're up by 15 at the moment. Epitome of a student athlete. She's come to Kentucky to get her MBA, or Master's in Business Administration, which you are also getting, and her hope is to be a successful entrepreneur like you, who owns your own tea shop. So what advice would you give her in that endeavor?
I think whatever you can dream, just know you're going to have to work hard, but isn't that the epitome of what being a student athlete is? And Gaston goes down. Georgia Amor going to get called for the offensive foul against Bostic, trying to get open.
Gaston got the bucket. So again, there's no quit in these Tigers. They come out clawing here after the timeout.
Take a look right here. And yeah, that might be a little suspect.
Gaston open. It's dangerous for Kentucky that she got that shot off uncontested. It worked out.
Tiani Key bringing the ball up, calling the plays.
Amor bumped by Bostic.
Yeah, you knew that wasn't going to end well. The two of them coming 100 miles per hour at her.
I thought that they were going to end up in the scores too.
I was about to get up and leave.
Yeah. You weren't going to take a charge?
Nope, not today.
Also a grad student here at Kentucky after her incredible career at Virginia Tech, including a Final Four. Lawrence again. knocks down the three.
Deja Lawrence has been a zone this second half. She has been unstoppable.
4 threes for Lawrence. And Kentucky has now made 7. They average 9 a game.
I'm going to go back to Lawrence because in that graphic that was showed, she was at 31% shooting from the three-point line at Charlotte last year. She's shooting at 46%. That is a huge jump. And I think a lot of that attests from having so many different options and the way that this Kentucky team, the way they move the ball and play well together.
It's a backcourt violation. No, or it's going to be a foul.
It's going to be a foul on Collins.
That's her fourth. You know, going back to the Lawrence discussion, though, Tamika, do you think is your point that she's now in a system where she's not the primary focus of every defense like she was at Charlotte?
Exactly. I mean, you start looking at it, it's like, okay, even from Kentucky, who are you going to help off of? You know you can't help off of Amore, but she's so good at seeing the floor and attacking the different angles in the paint. Look at that. I mean, yes, she missed the shot, but that's a great opportunity. Sometimes she gets in there and dishes it off. So I think with having all 5 starters in double digits, it's hard to help off any of the players. And it gets open shots for everybody.
Kentucky's won its first 3 SEC teams games by at least 16 points. That's the first time in program history they've ever done that. Wins have come against Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, and Florida. Gaston takes the entry pass, gets her miss, and sticks it in. Gaston up to 19 points.
8 for 20.
Most of those points here in the second half. Amore. Somebody went down. Amore draws the foul. And Amore will go to the line. It's tough to keep track of her, Tamika.
Yeah, but
she disappears.
You know, you thought you had a clean switch. Take another look at this. Yeah, break down to the basket.
Collins picks up her 5th foul. Amore will go to the free throw line. Collins exits the game, 4 points today, 5 rebounds. And Amore continues to add to her point total up to 18 now.
18 points, 11 assists.
19 now. She averages 18 a game. Worth the price of admission. If you can get to see a Georgia Amore game, she's one of the stars in women's college basketball. Never disappoints. Lawrence intercepts that pass. We'll give it to Amore. And Amore lays it in easily.
Great look up the floor. I know, and listening to Coach Brooks talk about his team, he said a lot of people want to know, like, how did you get this success, especially with so many new players. And this is Coach Brooks' first year at Kentucky, along with a lot of these players, but he said when nobody cares who gets the credit, we all win.
11 of the 13 players from Kentucky have never played in the SEC. They're transfers from outside. But roster management, wow, what a job they did putting this roster together. Lawrence gets fouled and will go to the free throw line.
Deja Lawrence putting on a show and got the freshman on you. Trying to stay in front of her. Lawrence drives by her so fast. You see Coach Harris trying to use this as a teaching moment on the sideline.
Lawrence from Greenville, North Carolina. She learned to play basketball in a carpeted gym. Did you ever play on carpet?
When I was in like grade school.
Yeah, she grew up playing on a carpeted gym. She had carpet burns on her knees constantly, and there's a place in Greenville, North Carolina, I know it's called the Dungeon, and that's where she really refined her game. If it's 90 degrees outside, it's 90 degrees inside.
No air conditioning.
Tough place to play.
Georgia Amore took a seat on the bench. You heard the crowd go crazy. Just appreciate the way she plays.
Well, a reminder, this Friday, always a fun watch to check out Friday Night Heights. Arkansas will be at Auburn, 7 Eastern. And then #1 ranked Oklahoma will take on Missouri at 8:30 Eastern. Again, that's Friday night as we kick off a fantastic gymnastics season.
Well, Strack just got called for that foul against Gaston. That's going to be her 4th foul.
She can't foul out on her own day.
No,
that wouldn't be right.
That wouldn't be. Now you start talking about gymnastics. So I did actually participate one year in gymnastics. Well, I should say one session in gymnastics. And, they gave stars. I got 1 star for participation. And Strack with the smile, nice dive to the basket.
And it's Tiani Key with the assist. So Tiani showing
Play
up.
well together.
Yeah, she's showing up in every statistical category. Under a minute to play. Gaston just couldn't get that to go down. It's going to stay on this end. And our stars before the game, Gaston and Amor. Let's see how they have fared today.
For the Cats, number 17.
21 points for each one of them. Probably the biggest thing and biggest difference for Gaston, got in foul trouble throughout the whole game. So even though she has 21 points and has showed up, still, it would have been great to see her on the floor a little bit longer, and Amor just continues to impress in every single statistical category.
Deja Lawrence just taken out of the game. 21 points today for Lawrence. Got a nice round of applause from the Big Blue Nation here at Memorial Coliseum. Cassidy Rowe, Kentucky native, committed to this program when she was a freshman in high school. Number 5 out there for Kentucky. Shot clock down to 5. Hassett missed. Bostic with a rebound. Bostic again's had a fantastic game today for Auburn. 18 points. And Gaston up to 23. So she's over her scoring average, and I did not see that coming.
No, but she's done a good job of staying within the flow offensively.
So Kentucky will remain undefeated in SEC play. They will go to 15-1 overall as they continue to be red hot to start this SEC season. Their best start since the 2012-2013 season. Georgia Amor finishing today with 21 points, 11 assists, 2 rebounds, and just a total team effort for Kentucky. 2 players over 20 points, 4 in double figures. From our Hall of Fame partner, Tamika Catchings, and our hardworking crew, I'm